Hello folks, my name is Jim King. I am the Associate Executive Director of Elementary Schools here at the National Catholic Educational Association. Thank you for joining us. We are broadcasting from our home offices here in Arlington, Virginia, just across from the nation's capital, the other side of the Potomac. I want to talk to you today about engaged learning. We are in our second of a series covering engaged learning. It's sort of episode 2 for you Star Wars geeks. We could rename it Attack of the Photocopiers. We want to go ahead and talk about today the different methods in which engaged learning takes place in the classroom. You've heard a lot of different terms probably being thrown around. So what we want to do is clarify those, kind of shore those ideas up. If you're going to start putting these into your lessons in the classroom, what the makeup, the structure, what elements will be there if you're using these various different styles. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and then be looking at project-based learning and what are the elements of this. We're going to go ahead and look at, again, associated with that, what is called problem-based learning. Very similar, but there's a variation in there. We're going to go ahead and look at inquiry-based learning and what are the elements of that. With project-based learning, it's kind of right there in the name. Instead of going ahead and using the textbook direct instruction, students are going to go ahead and now learn through doing. They are producing a project. There's a product at the end. The students will go ahead and show how they have gone ahead and understood these concepts, these objectives that you're trying to get through to them. Those projects, they really have no limitation. You can go ahead and start off with basic things like they are doing presentations. The project can be a research paper. They can go ahead and write that. Or you can start going ahead and twisting this in different ways. Go ahead and do something a little more creative. This time for their writing, they're going to write and create a pop-up book, something that would be even more engaging for other people. They can go ahead and be creating themselves a video. Let them do a screencast like this and teach everyone. They can go ahead and go to other classrooms, younger grades, and teach these concepts to them. It can be everything. They can, for your math projects, they can cook, teach fractions through cooking. They can build a house and use their geometry and these sort of things. The projects are out there. Google project-based learning and look for your ideas. The idea with project-based learning is that they are going to go ahead and be producing a product through this process. It can be done in collaboration with others. It can be done individually. That piece doesn't matter. Keep this rigorous. One of the criticisms is that sometimes teachers can go ahead and make project-based learning too soft. Keep the expectations high. Keep it rigorous. This is a good form of learning as long as you do that. Now, within the idea of problem-based learning, this is another very tricky one. There are no clues in the name. Yes, of course there are. Problem-based learning, what we're looking at is the idea of students are given real-world problems. The objectives of your lessons in your curriculum are now turned into the form of what is a real-world problem which the students can go ahead and solve through their own investigations. They are the creators of how to use their knowledge and to solve problems. Curriculum content is actually covered through these investigations, not through chapters in the textbooks or handouts, but through these investigations. The objectives of your diocesan curriculum are covered within the investigations themselves, within the problem solving. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this problem-based idea and put it out there. Depending on what your objectives are, again, read your diocesan curriculum, state curriculum, whichever it is that your area follows. Develop the problems that students can be solving. If you're studying recycling and waste management issues, that sort of thing, even volume in math, go ahead and throw out a problem, real-world problem. How can the school go ahead and reduce its waste output by 20%? If there's take something like there's a pond on the school campus, how do students actually go out and analyze the pond? Say it appears to be overall void of active life. What could students do to transform the pond and bring it into a very active wildlife environment. These are real world scenarios in which students have to study, analyze, research, and come up with real solutions. Again, they are going to be outputting a product that you can go ahead and then evaluate, but it is the objectives, the curriculum being learned through solving a problem. All right, so one of the next methodologies that we want to go ahead and talk about is then the inquiry-based lesson. Inquiry-based lesson is going to go ahead and build off the project-based model. What is going to be unique about this is once you've gone ahead and given some context for the project, students themselves are going to go ahead and break into the details of what they're going to be learning. Students focus on what they are interested in within that topic, within the objectives, and they're going to go ahead and be the ones that are constructing what they're going to learn about. You as the teacher are not necessarily going to hand them directly the rubric. The inquiry-based lesson works differently. The students are going to go ahead and dig into what they want to learn about. They will go ahead and also be part authors of the assessment. They are going to design how they're going to be assessed on the project. So they're going to lay it out. They will either, you can go ahead and give them a variety of rubrics in which they can choose from, or even more effectively, they can work with you to be the authors of the rubric themselves to come up with how they're going to be evaluated on what they are producing. Inquiry-based lessons are far more student-driven in what they're learning. So we've gone ahead and we've looked at our project and problem-based learning, our inquiry-based lessons, and also the Teal and scale-up models. Look, folks, we are inspired by Christ. He's right there with us. We need to give our students the best possible learning experience that they can for their futures. Why would we go ahead and use these outdated, ineffective, less effective methods when we know we have something that research is showing us consistently the students learn better? Why not? Why not do what's best for the kids? The research is there. We know it works. Please, I encourage you to explore more on these topics. Research them as best you can. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Right there. You can also, please, email me directly, call me directly. More than happy to help and work with you, your school, you as an individual teacher. More than happy. That's what NCEA does. We reach out and we serve our members. And so there will be more videos now coming up on Engaged Learning. I believe our next slated one is going to be looking at Engaged Learning and taking objectives and transforming those into Engaged Learning lessons. So I look forward to doing episode 3 with you. God bless, and from all of us here at NCEA, thank you. It's a pleasure to serve.